Hello, friends. Welcome to the Cinemondo podcast.
No,
All we talk about is superheroes. That's all we ever talk about.
I love I don't normally love superheroes, but I love the
Right.
boys because the boys are kind of anti superheroes. I
Well,
love that.
if you read the internets and whatnot, the onlines,
Mhm.
there's so many. If you go into the comments on the internets, if you look at the internets and then go look at the comments,
Yeah, those tubes, the series of
yeah,
tubes,
on the tubes, don't do it because there's so many stupid people making comments.
so
Some
many
people
don't.
just go off on the they think for some reason that all the movies that are released right now are superhero movies, and
Yes.
they complain about superheroes. There are still some people who are tapping into
Mhm.
something interesting with that type
Yeah.
of character trope,
Yes.
and some
Indeed.
people are sort of making a comment on the fact that there are so many superheroes.
Exactly. And like taking it a step further and like if it were real,
Yeah,
which is what Eric Kripke does with this series. If it were real and their superheroes were real, that there would be this weird exploitation of the actual superheroes and that they would be sellouts. And not only that, they'd probably be mentally ill because they would have so
yes,
much power. And so I love that he examines the whole exploitation factor of just in general, like superheroes and just having power. I love the skewering in politics. We all know, the terrible mess that the American politics are right now. They talk about
yeah,
that in this. And I love that they're profane and nasty. They don't make it safe. Which I think one reason superheroes are so popular is that all ages can kind of watch them because there's no really bad language usually, and unless you're
right,
Deadpool. We've talked about
yeah,
this talking about Deadpool. It's like they take Deadpool and make it look clean. It's like the
yeah.
boys is so out there. But that's what I love about it. It's like it does not hold back. It does not pull punches. It shows you what it would probably really be like.
Yeah, I mean, if you had superpowers and you used those power, is this lofty with great power comes great
Yes.
responsibility. If
Yes.
you become one of these heroes, you are inherently a vigilante,
That's right.
and we know how divisive politics is right now, and social media and any kind of
Yeah,
media. You're either on this side or you're on that side.
that's right.
So, what if your superhero was not on your side? What if the superhero
Yeah.
was some kind of crazy, conspiracy theory nut that
Yeah.
got handled a little bit in Watchmen, quite a
Yeah.
bit in
Yeah.
Watchmen, and the idea of Dr. Manhattan in that
Yeah.
having this ultimate power. He's like, I
Mhm.
think one of the most powerful superheroes that ever was. And what happens if that kind of power is given to a normal person who
Yeah.
gets upset with somebody and has vengeance feelings and
Well,
holds a grudge?
or like as in this, and we'll watch the trailer in a second. This is season 4, so they've had 3 seasons to have Homelander, who is like the all American kind of Captain America type. Like he's
Yeah,
blonde, blue eyes, square jawed, red, white, and blue outfit. He's like the savior of the world,
yeah,
basically. He cannot be killed. Like he is indestructible, basically. So imagine what that would do to you in your brain if you didn't like something, if you didn't agree with something. You could do what you want because no one can hurt you. So
yeah.
I like that he starts going like a little bit super
Power mad.
aggro crazy. Yeah, power mad. Yeah. And so I love that idea. And we have such a great actor in Antony
Yeah,
Starr. He has that, he's just pushed a little too hard. His jaw's just a little too square. And the way he can like look and just you can see his like mouth kind of twitching. Like he just has such perfect control of what it looks like to be trying to hold your shit together and not really pulling it off. Just so good at it. I cannot wait to see this.
yeah. He's kind of a master of the more going on underneath the surface, and it doesn't really have to speak as much as he does
Yeah.
as much with his voice as he does with the way he looks, the
Yeah.
expressions.
And I
I
love
think
the
a lot more.
flawed characters of them and the hierarchy
Yeah,
of the powers. Like the powers seem kind of random. Like some parents were actually giving their kids in utero the drug
yeah,
that would make them a superhero, but you didn't know what you were going to get. So some
right.
was really random and weird, and some of them are terrible powers. So he got the really good one. He was I guess one of the early lab experiments, but as they kind of go into that. But that's the other part is that this was kind of done to them and
Yeah,
they didn't really have a choice. So a lot of them are very like angry about that. And so there's a lot of angst in the superhero world in the boys.
yeah,
And then we have the whole anti-superhero squadron. They're like the rebels who are trying to take down and totally destroy the whole superhero marketing exploitation, superpower, corporations that are keeping them in the public eye and, shilling for them.
Yeah.
So I love that too. So lots to do in this series. Very contemporary, very cynical. It's awesome. So let's take a look.
It calls to some other stories. What's interesting is the idea of this hero that's manufactured. I mean, that could also be Paul Atreides, and the person who has this power, and some people think that it's, this God-given heroic miracle kind of thing, but it's like, nah. And it's more cynical than that.
Very cynical. Well, let's see what this is, because I cannot wait to check this out.
Yeah. All right. You ready?
Yes.
Let me move my mimosa over a little bit here. All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
I look back at my life, and all I see are the messes I made. And I ain't got time to fix it. I can do one thing right with the time I got left. I can't do it alone.
Oh.
I can't do it without you.
If you thought things had changed.
This country
He's so good.
is corrupt beyond repair, so we gotta save it.
Friend, you better think again.
It's not gonna be easy. We'll have to do some terrible things.
For the greater good.
We'll no longer be beloved celebrities.
But the hood in the fewest of ways.
You will be wrathful gods. Show me a little wrath.
That doesn't sound good, Ashley.
Oh, yeah, no shit, Ashley.
Sorry, Ashley.
The whole world is about to burn.
Twitchy
We need
smile.
someone like you, Billy, before the soups start rounding us up and dumping us off in camps.
I love him.
Speaking of Watchmen.
The answer
Oh, he's so good.
to all our prayers. The virus that kills soups.
This is insane and desperate, even for you.
Well, insanely desperate's where we are, don't you think?
Let's go. Chop chop, motherfuckers.
Oh, he's back. Noir.
They say that your biblical war, good versus evil. And I'm declaring hunting season on Star Ladders.
Whoa.
This is fucking happening to me again.
Look, we've all done bad shit. What's insane is that our solution to every problem is murder. Violence isn't brave.
Violence is power.
That's the spirit, champ. Who wants a creamy, delicious milkshake?
Not from you.
If we're ever gonna win against monsters, we need to start acting human.
What the hell?
You're all fucking welcome.
Not a fan of the animal violence in this show.
Yeah, but that, it was pretty cartoony. But yeah, there's some animal stuff. But I like the chickens were bulletproof though. So they weren't getting hurt.
Yeah, but they're getting shot. It's like making it sort of funny to shoot a chicken. I don't know. It just kind of.
I know. Yeah, but I mean, chickens did bust through a guy.
Yeah.
They're like robot chickens or something. But yeah, there's that. But I did love, the thing I like about the show too is I feel like I'm seeing things I haven't seen before. Like I'm seeing new kind of strange violence. I'm seeing new concepts, like even just having the superheroes like wreaking havoc on society in general. And I love that they're kind of really leaning into campaign aspect of it. Like, is Homelander gonna be fucking president? Because whoa, can you imagine?
Yes.
yes. I can't imagine. So I love that. I mean, again, Antony Starr is so good.
Yeah, he's good. He's creepy and scary.
Oh, he's so good. The whole cast is great. Like,
yeah,
I love the Butcher. I think he's great as like the sort of anti-hero, anti-superhero guy. I love him. He's great. And he's damaged also. Like nobody is clean here. Like everybody's kind of doing the wrong things. Everybody has made some huge mistakes, him included. They're technically on the right side trying to rid the world of Homelander, which as you watch the series, you'll see why. It's like it just brings in this huge amount of stakes, and they make you like people, and they will kill them. So it's like you're not safe. But then they also it has a lot of humor too, a lot of black humor, which are like, and I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Oh my god, it's like the perfect show right now.
Yeah, it's an intense show. It doesn't. It's kind of like what you were saying before. Like, what if superheroes were real? That's always a scary question because I mean, I grew up reading comic books and loving Batman and all, and Superman. Never occurred to me. I think Watchmen sort of made it occur to me. I mean, there have been attempts at doing super realistic superheroes, and having the idea come into the reality of real world, like, you know, the Sokovia Accords, like in the Marvel films, where they're fighting crime and they're doing all this heroic stuff, and there's an explosive device, and the Scarlet Witch, she levitates it, but it goes up and blows up the side of a building and kills a bunch of people, and you know, and the Hulk, you know, smash. It's like, in the comic books, it's like he's smashing buildings and stuff, but it's like there's people in those buildings. And, you know, when you're a kid, you don't think about that so much. And, but then you're like, you're like, wow, I wish there was a Batman to come help the world. But it's like, I don't think so. I don't want there to really be a Superman, because what if he thinks I look like what if I look like Lex Luthor, you know?
Yeah. And it's like, and who decides how to save the world? And do you agree with it? Like, you see how hard it is to even decide on even the smallest things, especially in the government, or it has to do with the world. Everyone has to agree. And if they don't agree, what are you going to do? Do it anyway, and then make people angry, and then just go kill them as a superhero because you can? I mean, it's the creepiness of the power dynamic is why they're trying to kill the superheroes. And there's no cure. Like he's saying, now there's a virus that might kill superheroes, because otherwise there is no check on them. There is no checks and balances. You can't control them, especially Homelander. Who are you going to tell him? How are you going to make him stop? You can't make him stop. I don't know. I just think this is brilliant. So we have a couple of posters. Let's see. I have this one. There's definitely an election going on.
Yeah. You got Wolverine right there in the middle. Is that Wolverine?
Yeah. No. They got to have the Butcher. It's funny how often the Butcher shows up big on these posters for the boys.
Yeah.
Like it's Butcher and then Homelander.
He's kind of the main character, right? Isn't he sort of like
Resistance? Yeah. I would say so.
Starts off the series as
there's so many good characters. So many.
Yeah.
And then we have the Homelander. I like how they have the guys in the back with like the shields and then red paint splatter on them.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. And it also looks like, again, like come to my my rally, and then it's like you just see a bunch of trash on the floor, and like, what happened to all the people at his rally? Exactly. You gotta wonder.
And that makes a vague shape of American flag behind him too.
Yes, it does. Definitely does. And you see the guys behind him. Yeah. Blue. I'm very excited. I love the show so much.
Yeah. It's wild. Yeah, I feel like I have to be in kind of a mood for it, because like there is occasionally a sort of a mean streak to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't really like the whole thing with like a dolphin and a whale and
the dolphin thing I hated. They win me over, even though they do mangle and destroy humans, and for humor's sake.
That's
also it's all yeah, I don't care about that.
That's different. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they don't pull their punches, and I think that's what's kind of nice about the show is, you know, you're going to get something that's going to really like push the limits.
Right.
And a lot of shows do not do that. So when I'm watching this, I feel like now I'm seeing a show that is let loose, and I really enjoy that, because you don't feel like they're holding back or hiding things, or we can't show that, it'd be too offensive. Like, they do not care about being offensive. They will just be offensive. So,
yeah. Or you know, topical commentary that's pretty obvious what the statement is, you know, because there's so much, you know, divisive politics, or you know, I say divisive politics. It's not politics. It's like people who are interested in politics, and on the other side is people who don't know what politics is. And and I think a lot of people are trying to be really delicate with ideas that might offend one side or the other.
Yeah. So many things to offend people with.
And you know, I haven't seen it, but you know, that movie Civil War that came out, there's some people who are saying it it was depressing and hard, hard to deal with kind of an idea. But a lot of people are saying it didn't go far enough. It didn't point. It didn't point directly enough.
Right.
But with The Boys, it seems like if you're paying attention, you know what they're saying.
Yes,
they're using the language of fascists and all these kind of things.
And the showrunner Eric Kripke, who also did Supernatural, which has that same. If you like Supernatural, you understand the fine line of the dark humor with the extreme violence, and really likable characters. Like this guy writes incredible characters, so you really care and feel like you know them, and that you don't want them to get hurt.
Right.
But he does thread that needle of being really funny and really offensive and crazy all at the same time. So that's a skill.
Yeah, and whether I agree with it or not, we need more people addressing issues, bigger issues, and maybe hurting some feelings now and then. It's like I can't have everything appeal to everyone,
No. And you know what? We need more Homelander because we need more Antony Starr. I don't agree with anything that he stands for, but my God, I cannot stop watching this actor do this. He is just balls to the wall, amazingly great.
Yeah.
So there it
Fun
is.
casting. I wonder what the auditions were like for that. What are you looking for in an audition when you're trying to cast Homelander? Are you trying to find the person that scares you the most?
I know exactly.
Like,
I know they got
actor that
all
walks through the
American.
door is going to terrify me.
He's got to be just a little too much.
Yeah.
And then when he's going further and further, it becomes a lot too much. But he was even in Gen V, which I also really liked. But every time Antony Starr came in, you realize how fucking great he is. The actors in Gen V were good, but when he's on the screen, it's next level. And they were great, but it's like he blew them away. Just does. He just got it.
He's got this kind of a look that's I think probably hard to cast because I know they wanted someone that had that intensity, that scariness, that that intimidating. You don't want to be on this guy's bad side, but also he's kind of a good-looking guy in a way, unless you look too closely, and then he becomes scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got the twitchy smile, and his eyes are kind of a little bit too intense.
And he can go bad really quick. He can be
very
this
bad,
happy smiling guy, and then all of a sudden
eyes
it's
go
like,
and you're dead. So highly recommend. It's season 4 comes out, I think, in June, early June. If you have not seen The Boys, please, good Lord, watch this series. You have 3 seasons. You'll burn through them. Don't have to watch Gen V right away. You can wait till after season 4, but you got to watch the show, guys. It's amazing.
And even if you don't like superheroes, or if you're one of those people on the internet who's complaining that everything is all about superheroes,
yes,
then you're probably not going to want to watch it, but do it because it maybe will agree with you about superheroes.
Exactly. And I almost think it's more almost like a dark horror comedy than it is even superhero genre. Like it's it's all next level. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.